and gentlemen, welcome to our buffet supper. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to Sarah and William Roache. And we feel very honoured that Bill has accepted our invitation to be our patron. Very well known by millions of people for his role in Coronation Street as Ken Barlow. His stage life, love life, has been rather up and down. Having quite a steady relationship with David, but at the same time, he has to put up with her awful mother, Blanche. He's basically a very intelligent man. He has taken parts from college lecturer, newspaper editor, to collecting trolleys at Fresco supermarket. But I'm very pleased to tell you that he's now back in the teaching profession. And I think that very soon he might have a telephone call from Estelle Morris. I think she may wish to talk to him about how she can improve this education system which this government is presiding over at the moment. But in real life, of course, he's married to Sarah, and they have his lovely wife, and they have two children, Verity and William. He was awarded the MBE in 2001 by the Queen for his services to television drama. I hope now that you'll have a lovely evening, and I'm sure you'll thoroughly enjoy their company. Thank you very much.
And I'm really delighted to be here and to be your patron, because I know some places are more in need of help than others, and you are, but I think it's very brave of you, and I'd like to congratulate you all for all the hard work and support that you give. I'm going to natter away for a bit and then see if anybody wants to ask me any questions. I think I will talk a bit about Coronation Street. I apologise to those who don't watch. But I think, you know, having spent 42 years of my life doing something, it's only reasonable I should talk. I'm often asked what is the key to its success. And I think a lot of people forget that in 1960, when the street first came on, just towards the end of the 50s, that was the time for what they call method acting. The kitchen sink drama, Look Back in Anger, all those sort of, that was the state-of-the-art theatre. And the Coronation Street was a thing of its time, and we were actually very highly respected in those days. Can you hear me back there? Yes. And we weren't a soap, we were a drama serial. And for years we fought to keep that tag, drama serial, and we were always something special. I think there is an attitude that says you don't have to be very good to be in a soap, and I'm afraid there are a lot of daytime ones that justify that criticism. But to be the big nighttime soaps, it's got to be well written, it's got to be well acted and well directed. But on top of that, I think the street has had two things that have put it ahead of the others. One is it's given the feeling that life is basically good, that when the chips are down, people will help you. I always used to say that if you got knocked down in Albert Square in the East End, someone would steal your wallet. But if you got knocked down in Coronation Street, someone would take you in and give you a cup of tea. You know, that's the basically very comforting feel that it gives. And the other thing is, it has this, what I call dangerous balance, because it is, a dangerous balance of comedy and tragedy. And it is a dangerous balance. It isn't easy to do, because the comedy can kill the tragedy, or vice versa. I'll give you an example of that. I don't know if you remember a few years ago when I was a male escort, Ken Barlow. Yes, £30 a night it was, but that was just for dinner, I'm afraid. On one occasion, he took this lady out, and they were having dinner, and she said she just wanted to go to the loo, and she went to the loo, and 10 minutes passed, and a quarter of an hour passed, and 20 minutes, and then Ken was getting a bit worried, and eventually he went and hovered outside the ladies, and tentatively knocked on the door, nothing there. Eventually he opened the door that appeared in, and he saw these feet sticking out from one of the cubicles. And when he went round, he found that she died. Not very good for business, then. The lady dies on you. Now, it was a sort of comic scene, but the only line of dialogue that I was given, as Ken leant over, it was poor old Bridget Forsyth was the girl who played the part. He had to be lying by the loo there. The only line of dialogue I had was, "Oh no." Now you can play that how you want. You can, oh no, it's a serious thing. But what we did was, as Ken got down, he went, "Oh no!" In other words, why me? And that's the sort of thing. You get an element of comedy in that the street has got. Now, we film from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night, 6 days a week, from Sunday through to Friday. And I can tell you here and now, I'm filming tomorrow morning because I'm back at school, and they can only do the school scenes on a Sunday. I've got 5 scenes tomorrow, and I haven't learnt them properly yet, so I'd be able to blame you. But it is quite hard work. Yes, I've had 42 good years. There's a thing of what you can call it fame or celebrity status, if you like, that comes with being on a show that's been 2, 3, 4 times a week for 42 years. You're bound to be known by everybody. I mean, housebreaking is not an option for me. You go through phases. The first phase is when you're famous and well known, you're all excited, you think you're great, and people cash your checks very unwisely. And then you go into a second phase where it's actually quite spooky because you can't undo it. You can't become unfamous. And we went up to the Orkneys once, and the whole of the island knew us there, and they all came out and everything. And some people who just say have one pop record and don't have long to get used to it, it can be quite strange, that period, when you know you can't go anywhere without being recognised. Then you move into the third phase, when it doesn't matter. I mean, the milkman is known on his round. I've just got a very big milk round. And by and large, everybody's friendly and nice, and sometimes people live on their own, the elderly, they're delighted to see you. And it doesn't mean a thing to me now. I'm no better, but no worse than anybody else. I just happen to have a job which exposes me to the public, so you get used to that. Ken was always regarded as a left-wing heavy socialist, and for many years this sort of annoyed me and irked me that I used to get requests from the Labour Party to come and open fates. So I decided 20 odd years ago that I'd come out, and I'm very happy. I've had some wonderful times. We've been with Margaret Thatcher to Downing Street, we've had lunch with John Major at Chequers, and we've been to lots of very interesting events. And I've often asked if I'd stand for Parliament. A, I don't think I'd be very good, but B, I think I can be more useful, maybe roving around like I do. And I'm very happy to do it and to help. In my view, what the leadership of the party should be doing, and we have certain access to people at headquarters, but not a lot now, I used to. What they should be doing is totally reappraising, and I mean totally, in so much as virtually totally breaking down the health service and the welfare state and the police structure and rebuilding them in a vigorous, workable, affordable, robust way. Now, I hope they're doing that, and they need to come out with something brave and new and daring that will attract people, because if they don't, Blair having taken all the Conservative policies, it doesn't matter what we do, even though they are being seen all this sleaze business. We knew it was equal on both. Whoever was in government was going to be accused of that. they'll get in again, unless we do something really, really fundamental. Now, I'm happy to stay here all night, but let me see if anybody wants to ask any questions about anything at all. Anything at all? Who do I like best and hating? How much do I earn? Not enough. So,
But what is your stand about Europe? Are you a Eurosceptic, as I used to say, or skeptic?
no, the Europe issue is this. We shouldn't have boundaries and things like that. That is how I feel. We're all human beings of one, whether they're Afghanistan or whatever. We should have no boundaries, no titles. That is you should say, a spiritual understanding. But I do not like at all the way Brussels is dictating to us in the way it is. I don't like the idea of losing the pound. But I believe we should all work in harmony and all be friends. But I'm not sure about the way it's going and the full political union the way it is. I agree with the Tory stance until I see very positive indications that it's going to be better for us, and you don't see any of that anywhere. I'm not for it, but it doesn't mean in the long term I couldn't be.
We hope you'll take it away with you, look at it and remember it, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
The chairman's asked me to remind everyone about the raffle. Has everyone bought the raffle tickets who wants to buy a raffle ticket?
It's 276. Am I not doing very well? All right. 276. 276.
I sold it up here.
Well,
All right. It's null and void.
Right.
No, we'll keep it until we get to the end.
oh, it's me!
Go on, go.